Hey, crypto family, hope y'all doing good today. So today we're going to cover some TA for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the S&P 500. But first, let's talk about the reason why the market is pumping. There's a big event basically with Canada talking about they're going to freeze the assets of a lot of the protesters and accounts that are associated with those protesters, mainly the truckers, the Canadian truckers, as well as any GoFundMe or any type of organization that is giving to those funds or to those wallets. So that's the reason why a lot of people are flying to safety, going to Bitcoin, getting out of banks, and that's what you see right now. Now, this happens to fall in line with our TA, which is good to see. You can see right here on Bitcoin, we did draw this descending wedge. We drew this inverse head and shoulders. I haven't changed any of these drawings. And you can see right now, Bitcoin is doing a nice curve to the upside. The next target I'm looking at is 46,200. If it cannot get up there, then I'm looking at this support of 40,600. Now, if it breaks that support, I'm still going to be looking near this trend line support of around 32,500 if it keeps continuing, and then possibly as low as 30,000. But you can see here, this RSI, basically it broke that downward trend on the daily, and it curved to the downside, basically bounced off of this EMA that it had, and is having a nice rally to the upside. So those are some major levels I'm looking at for Bitcoin. Ethereum right now, so on the hourly chart, I did draw this huge line, basically this trend line all the way from January 24th, and I drew that, and it's going to act as resistance. Right now, Ethereum did break that $3,000 level, which is great to see. It's at 3088. So really this next target I'm looking at is this 3200 level, which does coincide with a lot of resistance up here. So at 32 to 3260, right? That's going to be the next big level of resistance. So you have to watch this medium level. If you are thinking about trading Ethereum, I highly recommend waiting either until it gets back down to this 3060 level for a long, or until it gets above to this 3360 level for a short, right? So really it's kind of a no man's land, but in this little chop here around 3200. So we'll have to see what happens from there, but I'm really hoping for a break of that 3360 resistance. And then really we can start testing those newer highs. But you can see the RSI right now is getting pretty overbought, okay? If you want to draw this, so basically it's resistance here, you can see it's got a little bit more room to go on the RSI, but it definitely is looking like it wants to turn over pretty soon once it hits that. So keep an eye on that, right? If you look at the 4 hour though, again, we are looking like it could run on the 4 hour and had a nice double bottom there. So definitely room to run, but just keep in mind that on the hourly, we could have a little short-term pullback from there. And then looking at the S&P 500, so on the daily, again, you can see that sharp rejection I drew. So I drew this trend line, basically this downward channel, right? And it broke out temporarily, but then now it broke down and it is basically bouncing around in this channel downward. I've said I'm looking at 4,300 as the next support, and it'll potentially be do or die for then the S&P, basically if it can break above to the upside. But again, with crypto doing so good, you know, who knows, the S&P could follow suit and then crypto could be pulling the S&P up, right? So that's something to keep in mind. But yeah, this downward trend line is what we're looking to break. So around this 44.13 level, if it does want to reclaim that. But the RSI right now is still getting rejected on the daily. MACD is starting to cross down, and the MFI Pro is starting to cross down as well. So not looking good at all for stocks. Kind of the opposite view versus crypto, right? So again, a lot of uncertainty in the markets right now with Russia, everything. So I think a lot of people are flying to crypto, basically say, hey, this is a decentralized asset. This is something that we think we can, you know, have more security over, basically have more control over versus our funds in a bank. Have you seen with Canada wanting to freeze those assets? So definitely something to keep in mind there. And, you know, it could be a narrative that plays out for 2022. You know, we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, definitely play around these support resistance levels. Make sure you're buying or selling around these levels. Again, not investment advice, but just have that best risk to reward ratio. So with that, if y'all have any questions about the TA, please let me know. Please like the video if you like it. It really helps grow the channel. And please subscribe if you haven't. Really appreciate it. Until next time, thanks for watching.